What is going on, guys? Joey Franzel here at Flex Training Systems. 41 billion homies in the chat. Today we're going to go over collegiates. I'm going to do a quick little overview of my trip and just kind of talk about the experience and you know, just remind you guys about a couple things, and then we're going to do like a double coaches corner where I'm going to go back and forth between Grant and Sean. And then we're going to talk about what's next, and then just some quick closing thoughts. So, me overview, so just like the trip and everything, Louisiana was not the best. There's like no Ubers there. There's no lifts there. I got stranded at like 11:30 at night. I couldn't get a rental because there was no one there to get a rental from. So I did what any sensible person would do with social media, and I went to social media and I said, somebody come pick me up. Luckily, Jesus called me, and then Tim hit me back and came and got me. So shout out to the homies. They rescued me expeditiously, literally. And then, you know, I ended up going to get some supplies quickly at a liquor store, and then we had to be up early the next day. Granted, they called me a couple days before and they said, hey, Joey, you know that hotel that you booked literally 2 minutes from the venue? Well, the military took it over, so we're going to go ahead and move you down the street. Which was like, all right, that's not a pain at all. They charged me more than they were supposed to. I had to get Tina on the phone. I had to flip it. It was terrible. So we get to the meet. I have one lifter in the morning, which is cool because I could kind of like get my bearings, like understand what I'm working with. And that's one thing I try to do, like as a coach, if I could get to the meet early and just kind of be like, all right, where am I going to be operating? Where's the warm-up room? You know, so you can kind of time things out. The warm-up room was a little bit separate from where the platform was, so there's a little bit of a walk. And that's something that you have to consider. You know, you're not warming up like right there, so when you're timing people, you got to do that. So first meet, finish in the day. We'll get the boys there early. They delay the meet by a couple hours. I'm not really sure. One of the platforms was running a little late, but the boys made weight, no problem. Now, if I want to talk about Sean quickly, the first meet that he did with me back in fucking September, November, something like that, I could just tell there was a lot of, like, he was very anxious. He just wasn't on point with nutrition, and there was just a lot of things that we could do better. And even like just like weighing himself, he came in super light last meet. There was just so many things that we could improve on. And I told him a big point moving forward is going to be that, like, I'm going to be on top of you. And literally every day I was like I must have sent him the same plan and audio probably like 3 times throughout the week, because I wanted to make sure this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And I was reminding him, and then he would ask me. It's just repetition. And I will say this for anyone that's cutting, it's hard to do it the first time, even if you know what you're doing, unless like someone's literally there holding your hand. It's difficult because you don't really know what to expect, and there's so many little things that you can miss. For some reason, his weight shot up to like 240 out of nowhere. I think it was just probably bloat. He told me he was eating a lot of ramen or something like that, because it was like only a week out he just decided to be 240. But it was all good. We handled it. We made weight. Everything was perfect, and I'm really happy with how that is. And once you get that weight cut down, it just takes so much pressure off you moving forward. Now Grant is supposed to be 120. I don't know if you guys know Grant, but it was my first time meeting him. But I knew he was 6'3", but like this man is like 6'5". This man is like, he's insanely big. Like his frame is massive. And I'm just gonna say this right now, right? Remember, I said this for the future. He's 19 years old, just turned 19. This man's 6'3" and a half. Okay, he is so massive. Like, he's a strongman frame. This man's huge, right? And somehow he was lighter than Sean, and he didn't even really cut. This man, like, it doesn't even make sense to me. He should not be that strong either. He should not. It's just, it defies. There's no. It just his muscle density just defies logic and leverage. Like, this man does not have ideal leverage, and he just is stupid strong. So the potential there, it's like right now I'm a NFL scout, and I'm looking at a freshman in college, and I'm like, this guy right here, this guy's gonna be our starting DN. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like it was. Anyway, tons of potential for Grant. Super light. not even a cut for this man. So, and Sean told me after the meet, he was a little bit worried. He was like, you know what, Grant's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He might get me, brother. He might get me. But anyway, so we get to the meet, and you know, I am handling. Mikey had someone competing, and Isaac had someone competing. So I'm on the platform, and I was in the warm-up room for a limited amount of time. But I had brought a bunch of cash so that I could just be like, "Hey, I know you. Do you want to help? Hey, I know you. Do you want to help?" My brother's flight got canceled. I forgot to tell you guys. My big body, you guys know big body. His flight got canceled, so I lost a ton of manpower right there. Shout out to Alex Sidor. I don't know how to say your last name, brother, but I really appreciate you. I paid him handsomely in Dogecoin. You know, because we're in it's 2021 right now. And then shout out to I believe his name is Young Nick, one of Chris's lifters that was helping out. And then Joey, I believe is his IG. Thank you guys for helping. You guys made it a lot easier on me, so I could just use my brain and not worry about loading and stuff like that. Alex took direction really, really well. I told him, okay, hey, have the boys ready, warm them up, whatever. Though my only regret is that I didn't get to see Grant's last warm up, which might have influenced my decision on the platform, but we'll get to that. So anyway, the boys come out, and we'll start with Sean first, because he got the nice HD high def video. Whoa, let's mute that. Where is it? Anyway, if you guys want to watch like the official like video, it will be in the description below. So I think we open with 650. And then just seeing that, I'm like, okay, so he absolutely. Do you see me in the background? I raise my hands and I walk away because I'm like, brother, what is even this opener? What am I doing? Just open with 700, brother. Really, really good. Really, really good opener. So we jumped 15 keys, and I believe this was the record. Anytime there's a record, I mean, personally, if it's feasible, I like to take it on a second attempt, just because, you know, you do have that second shot to get it, but ideally you'll get it on your first. So he blew that up. I don't remember how much I jumped. I think I jumped 10 keys. We'll find out right now. And then we're gonna switch over to the, what is this? We got camera angles on camera angles, brothers. I believe there's a 700 even, or 701. I'm pretty sure it was 701. If I can see in the back. Yeah, it's 701.87 or something. Which is great. We jumped 7.5 keys. Perfect call, right on the money. Was it 701? Pretty sure it was 701. Anyway, homie G came up right after. There's this other super duper strong kid. He came up right after and absolutely, like, he just squatted 320. Didn't even. This man said, "I'm not even gonna take the chip. Fuck it." Ended up taking the record from us, but it's all good. Super competitive youngins. Now for Big Grant. Well, let me go back to ease. Everything was as planned. Literally stuck to the plan, called it like it was. Cut was great. His numbers were there. That just was like, okay, his legs are under him. Cut is irrelevant. Let's roll. Okay, we're in here. So, coming up with Grant's opener. He got 639. And looking at this and knowing Grant, I don't know if I even regret my decision after seeing this, because that was a very smooth opener. He came off the platform, and the first thing he said to me was like, 15, let's go. Like 15 kilos, like, I'm feeling good, let's hit it. I forgot to tell you guys, Grant actually got sick, I want to say 4 weeks out, and then 7 weeks out, or 5 weeks out. I think he had some kind of infection, and then there was one other thing that happened. Just like, it was like every other week that something was happening to him, and it really just put like a huge sort of dent in like our prep. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. One, I didn't get to see his last warm up, which might have influenced me. I might have dropped his opener slightly, and then maybe still jump 15, or maybe I jumped 12. But with Grant, because he is so tall, everything he does is gonna look slow. Like, it's hard to explain, because he's moving the bar through such a huge space, right? So, you know, it kind of threw me off. He hit this, looking at the sticking point. If I really break it down and I look at the video and I look at the sticking point, I probably should have jumped 10 or 12. But instead, you know, he came off the platform. I was like a little bit like fuzzy in my brain, like, it's like hard to call it with Grant. It's my first meet with him. We did get sick, but he was super confident, and I let, I mean, I'll take full responsibility. I let his confidence influence me because, you know, we had talked about it before. He's like, there's no way, like 305 is the number I can hit. There's no way I'm missing 305. But after this moment, I just said, yeah, no, we're not missing anymore, and I'm gonna lock in, and I'm just gonna call it myself. I'm not gonna let how the lifter's feeling or their feedback affect me. And I've always been very fortunate throughout my powerlifting, just coaching life. There's like this little voice in my head, and I told Grant this. I said, there's a little voice in my head that's telling me to jump 12 keys, right? That is the first instinct. My first instinct is 12 keys. He was really confident. He wanted 15. You know, at the end of the day, I was the one that made the call. I put in 15, and he didn't get it. I don't have video of it, but I just remember he was like grinding, and he started helicoptering, and like it just happened. It just happened twice. So he was very confused because, again, that's a number that's easy for us. How this man weighed in at 1039, being 6 million feet tall, I don't know. But it's like I told him, you're going to be 120. This is irrelevant. These numbers are, although astronomical, they're going to be very, very peanuts moving forward. These will be last warm-ups next meet, if not the meet after. Anyway, maybe the meet after. So bench, on bench, I just said I don't want to miss anything. We'll do Grant, then we'll go to Sean. I don't want to miss anything. I think that was solid. He feels like he had 440. I want to say 435 would be the cap. I would not want to go much higher than that. The plan was to just build the total and no more missing after that, and then we'll look at deadlifts and try to place them as high as we possibly can. Also, coming into this meet, I don't know if you guys know young Kevin Tran. He's one of the homies, super strong youngin out of Texas. And we were sweating about him a little bit, but he had to cut a shit ton, and it fucked him up. And he wasn't his 120 strength. So luckily we were able to pull it out. With Weeze coming into this meet, I was concerned about his butt being on the bench. I mean, he's tall, he's a big kid, and that's usually what his issue was. But we dialed it in. We just made sure that every time we communicated about bench, if there was any give or if it was an IPF standard, I said something, and that's something that I do all the time. Are there only 2 attempts here? The judging, I will say, was like a little inconsistent, depending on where you were and when it was. In the morning, I had a lot of problems with. Just calls. I overturned some squats. I had to dispute some lifts, but we got it handled. Shout out to the cameraman Justin Nutt, getting these cool angles. Why did I say it like that? Anyway, as you can see by his last bench, it was pretty tough. Anytime, like I always say on bench, it's okay to jump 5 kilos because you're betting those 2.5 keys. In a national setting, you don't really want to. You might not want to take that bet. You gotta look at You want to look at your opportunity cost. So we just took the smallest jump possible. He was able to groove it right, and he got it. Perfect call there. Nothing left. I'll take it. Overall, bench is just like, it's a nice little calm down focus here. You want to just calm down. You want to focus. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing, and you kind of gather yourself for deadlifts. That's where you really need to focus. That's where you really need to think, because that's where you're gonna placements are gonna be decided and things like that. So coming through with young Grant. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that the camera is on him. So on this attempt, I remember I think we originally had 320 in, and then we pulled it down because this would lock him into third. Kevin was competing on another platform. His meet was completely done, so we knew the number that we needed. Again, shout out to Alex and Joe. They had the lifting cast ready. I was like, yo, what's the call? What's like what did they total? Okay, cool. Let's drop this in, lock this in for Grant. So we get the numbers in. When you're at these kind of meets, you simply cannot risk a mistake. You cannot. And that is why I like to have, like, when it comes to just doing the math, I want 4 people on it. You know what I mean? I want all of us, because that way there's, yes, I know the number, but I want you other 3 people to say it also. You know what I mean? So yeah. Or maybe I'll be like, yo, add this up. Tell me what that is. Have 2 cards ready. I remember I was telling Joe that. I was like, yo, I want these cards ready. Make sure you have all these cards ready. If he misses, you hit this. If he makes, you hit this. Okay? And, the boys were super helpful. Young Grant there with a 694. Again, all these numbers are like a little bit under what he can do, but he got sick. He went through a lot of adversity. If you guys look at his little description, he said that shout out to Joey dealing with all the adversity this prep. Okay? We went through a lot of shit, but one thing I will say, I don't know what it is about this generation, this new generation. It's like they just fucking do it. Like they just, whatever it is, they just focus and do it. Like there's no, there's a lot less worry. Maybe it's because they grew up with your boy. You know what I mean? It's like if I can catch them early enough when they're still developing, then I can really burn it into their brain. Like, yo, we're going to go through ups and downs. Don't get discouraged. Don't get nervous. Don't think. Just go out there and handle business. You know what I mean? The next day I had to tell Isaac. I was like, Isaac, you think a lot, brother. I need you to let me do what I do best. And he had a perfect day because of it. Anyway, coming out here to Grant to finish up. Or, sorry, to Wheeze, young Wheeze to finish up. Just trying to right now, like the first 2 polls, you're just trying to take the first 2 with what you have, build your total, and then on the 3rd poll you can kind of go for placements and stuff like that. When he came to me, this man's grip was astronomically bad. Like with 585, it was so bad, the bar was just falling out of his hands. And now to see him come out here and execute and have no issues with grip, that's what we need. That's what we need, boys. It was weird being at meets with masks on. So 705 here. This is where I was like, okay, it's starting to get a little bit dicey. Big Paul. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he had I believe he had the lot number on us, or he probably pulled slightly more. Hold on, do we have audio? Do we have audio for this? I need to see if we get this audio here. I had already said it. But 716 on the bar, right? This is his previous. This is what he hit in the gym. The most he hit through all the prep. And with sumo, I mean, you kind of want to match what you hit in the gym, maybe slightly more. Now, no one said shit to me, but as hypercritical as I am, we'll get the bar up here. He gets a little bit forward, and then the bar dips over to his left hand. I couldn't tell if it was downward motion behind him. There is a video like on the stream camera where the camera's like right in front looking down. Maybe that one side. I don't even know what the call is in that case. If you get a dip, if the bar like rocks to the side, but the other side doesn't go down, I mean, what do you do there? I guess it's up to the judge to decide. But he locked it out. He held it. He held it for a good amount too. He was like, I could tell he was like a little bit nervous. He was a little bit nervous. When he got up. I give him like, I will say one thing. I mean, sometimes it's going to be that close and it's going to come down to the judges. I believe it was 2-1. I was ready. I was like, I'll go to the judge right now. Show him the hype, brother. Show him the hype. Let's go. Right here, I just want to say this for anybody out there that needs to understand me. And why I am the way that I am. You can't see it because I'm off camera. But right before he walks out to the platform, like as a coach, especially before the 3rd pull, it is the last possible time where you can give any input. Your whole prep, you've been prepping for months, And it's the last time you get a chance to say anything. You just gotta hope that they can execute with all the preparation you've done, everything that you put into them. This is the last time. This is the last moment. Okay, that is when like my emotions come out. I'm the most gassed up. I'm the most fired up. I've had a lot of great one-liners during this time. I've had Jesse Norris say that, you know, what I was saying in his ear gave him it changed his mindset, and it helped put him in that mode where he was just like, you know, I'm gonna show these guys like I'm the best, and I'm gonna get it right. I told Weez, you know, right before he came out, I don't even remember what I said. I said something about grip. I said we keep moving forward. I just said everything that I knew would gas him up right in that moment, because that's it. That's my last chance. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have any regrets, so you want to make sure you've given them all the power they need in any way that you can right before they go out to be the best that they can. You know what I mean? Now everybody's different. Weez, I will say, he takes my feedback really, really well, and like the things that I do and say on the platform, it amplifies what he's doing. Whereas like Tina, for example, she don't want me to say shit. She wants me to shut the fuck up, and she'll just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Everybody's different, and you gotta kind of know your lifter, and just try to give them the best possible fucking advice, feedback, energy that you can. You know what I mean? Well, what do we got going on here? Let's see if we can find a nice, like, there we go. We'll just hold it right here. So, this is Paul, by the way. That's young Kevin over here. As you can see, Grant standing on the lower plate is almost as tall as almost as tall as Paul. But I just want to say to both of them, the brotherhood and the camaraderie between them is more valuable than most things you're going to encounter in life. Just being able to have a rival that is like your competitor, you know what I mean? But you guys are the same team, but like they care about each other. I know these boys love each other. These boys will fucking take a bullet for each other, you know what I mean? But at the same time, they're going to do their fucking best on the day to bring out the best in one another, and there's so much potential for them both. I told Weez this. I was like, I don't know, I'm not like really superstitious, but like I feel like I got like this, like some people say like they have a dark cloud. I feel like I have this little like angel cloud that follows me around and just gives me good luck, and I keep attracting these just young killers that want to get better. They want to learn, they want to improve, and they understand me and they listen. And I communicate with both of them like outside of powerlifting, like as like little brothers, you know what I mean? So I'm very thankful for our relationship. I'm very thankful for you know, any lifter that if you put your trust in me, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to try to help you. And you know, I want to see you succeed both on and off the platform. So shit, man. Blessings to you both. Proud of you both. What is next? That was the last piece in the notes. What is next? So these madmen signed up for Teen Nationals in 7 weeks. I am about to pull the trigger and go, but I don't know. It's just like, do they need me? I don't know. Also, young Alex is competing, and he helped me with being my numbers guy, so you know I could return the favor out there. So that's something I'm considering. Also, big body's going. So I mean, the gas is going to be over 9,000. So I'm really considering it, and it'll be a nice little tune-up from me. We have nationals 2 weeks after, so I'll just be already in the mode, and it is stress, but at the same time, like I want it, and I want to make sure that I, in preparation, do everything that I possibly can to make sure that I'm giving my people 100%. Closing thoughts: it was good to be out at the meets again. It was great to see even seeing the judges again, seeing the refs, seeing the USAPL, just like the environment, the hype of Cnats was super cool. It was great seeing everyone, great meeting everyone. You know, I truly hope that whoever at the top is seeing this, that I think you have something special here. Please handle it carefully. I think this sport can only go up. I think if we handle things correctly and we do things the right way, I don't see why we can't have 100,000, 250,000, 500,000 members in the USAPL. You know what I mean? I really, why not? Like, I literally say why not? Like, but yeah, that's it, guys. If you guys have any comments, questions, let me know down below. Let me go hashtag brotherhood. Let me get a hashtag brotherhood in the comments down below. Shout out to the Young Flex Boys, and we'll do it again in 7 weeks. And yeah, later.